In a land of promise where dreams take flight, a revolutionary plan shining so bright.
I think was this our fourth year we did this? The first year this room was packed, there was like 300 people here. We were all going to make $1 million. Remember those days? The crowd thinned out a little, Jeff. But anyway, what I will tell you is I believe the hemp industry is finally getting its footing, if you will, especially in the industrial hemp side. And so that's why I'm here. But we have a lot to learn. We have a lot to learn. Where in the world are we with hemp? It's hard to say, but I think we are starting to find our way. And I think we have a lot of opportunity in front. I want to share a few things. Our approach is to use cover crops and use no-till. This is industrial hemp coming out of a heavy cover crop residue. And you get that by planting a cover crop or a cover crop mix in the fall. And that is really what our weed control is and most of our fertility. Now there's a lot to learn and a lot to do about that. Any farmer who has been using cover crops has the basics. One of the things we found out with hemp is you do not plant cereal rye in front of hemp. So I found that out just by accident, but I noticed it. So my favorite cover is hairy vetch and rye, or excuse me, hairy vetch and winter oats. Slip there. That seems to do the best. Hemp does really good after hairy vetch, I can tell you that. So the way our system works is we go in with this roller crimper and we crimp it. And we think, based on some testing this year, that we can probably go without, in certain good fields, without any herbicides. So again, it still has to be tested. It's probably not going to work everywhere, every time, every year. There's 9 different parts on this planter that are specifically designed to plant a small seed like hemp. You don't just take a corn planter and get the right seed disc to go and head to the field like you've no-tilled your corn. There's canola seed tubes in there and lots of different pieces and lots of different parts. And that is a result. My son David's here. So I've heard it being said already, 90% of growing the hemp is getting it to 6 inches. Because once you get it to 6 inches, it's pretty much good from there. So this is why you have to spend so much time and effort in the plant. You can get some fields like this. This was last year, and this is the Yuma variety. We planted a bunch of different varieties this year, and just trying to see what does best on our farm. But you know, there's nothing more satisfying than looking into that hemp, and it's like a forest in there. Just to walk in there and just look around. It's just like you got to just take a moment. We're doing yesterday. We have mounted a sickle bar on the front of our tractor. It's driven hydraulically, and in the back we have a 3-point sickle bar. This is a double cut sickle bar that cuts through hemp like a hot knife through butter. It really does work. This is where I think the industry has realized that cutter bars are the best. I know, Jeff, you have your disc mower over here. You had said that there's hemp wrapped around the discs right now. If you want to see that, yesterday. So we're starting to cut her down. There you can see how that works. The industry yet has a lot to go yet. We just cobble this together. You can't go out and just buy this stuff. There's some of these components are available. So the next thing is the retting process. We searched the world over for the best retting machines that we thought were out there. So I got to give my son David credit for finding what we thought was the best retting machine in the world. Unfortunately, it was from the country of Austria. And we thought, dang, it's going to take a year or more to get a machine here just to test. So just last week, David was at Ag Progress Days, and would you believe that machine was introduced to the United States here this summer? It was at Ag Progress Days. The thing about rakes that I don't like is they sweep to the side, or a bar rake, and it picks up the cover crop residue that I have in my fields. I want that to stay in the field to cover my soil. Plus, the decorticators don't want old cover crop in the bale. So that's why we went with a machine. These are hay mergers. So Jeff asked how long it has to ret, and I think we know there's no prescriptive answer to that. It does depend some on the end user, but the end users don't even know what they want yet.
Industrial hemp, a beacon of hope, replacing destructive materials we boldly elope. Oh, the promise of industrial hemp, a material replacement, a sustainable gem. Our farmer catalyst program, a legacy of wealth, igniting a revolution for farmers and their health. In the infancy of this industry, we stand. Meta I-Hemp will accelerate across the